Hello, my name is Kylie Seals, and this is my speech, Rule number 5, Be Inclusive. Inclusion is not a strategy to help people fit into the systems and structures which exist in our societies. It is about transforming those systems and structures to make it better for everyone. Inclusion is about creating a better world for everyone. Diane Richler, past president, Inclusion International. From P.M. Forney's Choosing Civility book, he writes, "One of our strongest yearnings is to be accepted by others. We love being welcomed by individuals, and we delight in the feeling of belonging to a group. Today, I will highlight the importance of being inclusive to everyone, from the 25 rules of considerate conduct and what actions we can take to actively be welcoming to others." So what exactly does it mean to be inclusive, and how can we achieve this? Inclusion is the action or state of including or of being included within a group or structure. Therefore, by definition, being inclusive means not excluding any of the parties or groups involved in something. Some benefits of being inclusive, including specifically in a workplace. Being inclusive allows for employees to be more innovative as more brains are working together. In a social life aspect, being inclusive helps with gaining new friendships. It benefits others by allowing them to feel accepted, which, like previously stated by Forney, is one of our strongest yearnings. Now that we know what it means to be inclusive, as well as the benefits of being inclusive, what actions can we take to make others feel accepted and included? Examples of being inclusive. For instance, a new girl at school. A new girl eating alone during lunch. To be inclusive, you might walk over and eat with her, while also possibly opening up conversation, allowing yourself to possibly gain a new friendship. Another example is solving an issue at work with with all your coworkers. Accept others' thoughts on how to solve an issue is another way of being inclusive. The actions we take to be inclusive are just as important as in understanding the necessity to be inclusive. In conclusion, we have highlighted the importance of being inclusive as well as the benefits of being all inclusive. When we listen and celebrate what is both common and different, we become a wiser, more inclusive, and better organization. Pat Waters, Head of HR at LinkedIn. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tristan, and this is my speech is going to be talking about 14th rule conduct. All right, other than that, I guess let's begin. Respecting other people's time, your needs, your demands are just as valuable as theirs. Exercise discretion on deadlines and requests. It does not take much to train yourself to be respectful of other people's time. After all, won't you want them to do the same to you? Mufti Meng, hopefully I said that right. Time is precious. There's no denying that. Some might say it's too short because of all the things that a person was unable to do in their lifetime, or it is because these people did not fully live out their own lives before it was too late for them to continue. We do not know how much time we have left in this world because anything could happen at any moment in time. Today it could be your last day, or tomorrow might be. If not, then the day after that, and so on. There are no takebacks when involving time because that is just how life works. Maybe in the works of fiction, but not here. The only thing you could do now is to move forward and improve on yourself for the future. When our time is up, it's gone forever. So, you have to try to make the best out of it. Today, I will be describing the importance of respecting other people's time from the 25 rules of conduct and what can be done to give respect to people's time. First of all, what does time actually mean, and what could happen if you were disrespectful to other people's time? There are many explanations as to what time means, but in short, time means the indefinite continued progress of existence and events in the past, present, and future regarding as a whole. Sometimes we take things for granted, often ignoring what is currently happening right now in the present and is not thinking further ahead in the future. Think about all the times that you were late to arrive at something. In other words, being fashionably late, whatever that may be, a meeting, class, any kind of event actually. Most of the time, these people who are at these events are going to have to wait for you to arrive because they cannot start without you. Not only are you wasting their time, but you're also wasting your own time as well for not being there for those people. Sure, maybe to you, it may not be a big deal because you might have only been late for a few minutes, but not everybody has time to waste unlike you. These people probably had their whole schedule for the day planned out, and you might have ruined it for them, which causes them to rethink their schedule. These people might be parents who might have to be home on time to pick up their child or children from somewhere, or to be home on time to take care of their children. Also, some of those people might be students who have to turn in an assignment on time, but you ruined their schedule for them, which causes them to unable to finish on time and fail that assignment. On top of all that, wasting time can lead to stress because of the things that are not going other people's way, which can lead them to waste even more time. Time is more important than what it seems to be. Not everything is centered around one person. Other people have lives too. Now with that out of the way, what can be done to respect one's time and how can it help you value time? Remember, not everything is centered around you. You are not the main focus of attention. For starters, you can arrive somewhere on time so everyone at the event can have their schedules not ruined. Also, you should finish an assignment on integrity in time, and to not distract any others in order to be on task. To add to that, you can also help other people out by lowering their burden by maybe doing chores, giving them advice, cooperating on assignments for work or school, well, basically being there for them so they can have more time to do other things, yourself included. Not only does more time make things more convenient, it can lead to a better life as those people and you have more time to be with the people you care for and to do the activities that you and them enjoy to ease their mind so that you can or them as well can live a better life and a happy one at that. As you get older, you'll probably start to wonder how valuable time really is. The more you get older, the less time you have. So then you start to realize how much time you have wasted throughout the years, and other people's time as well. However, instead of continuing this cycle, you can improve on your habits and start speeding up on some of the duties that you could have more time to spare, and maybe you can help others have more time as well. Well, with this to keep in mind, time isn't something that shouldn't be taken for granted. After all, it's not like we can rewind time, so we should make the best of it. In conclusion, we have learned how valuable time really is and how respecting other people's time can lead to a better time management and a better life. Just the act of respecting for others can lead to you being respected as well. Treat others how you want to be treated, as old sayings go. Remember, time is precious, so make sure you respect others' time as well.
Buddha once said, "You should respect each other and refrain from disputes. You should not, like water and oil, repel each other, but should, like milk and water, mingle together." In a society that is a great melting pot of many people with both similarities and differences, in which we all relate and differ from one another in every aspect of our being, there is bound to be very different opinions, from each different individual person that may not meet our internal standards in which we agree with or oversee as acceptable. With a world that is becoming more fluid and diverse as time goes on, the importance of PM Forney's 25 Rules of Considerate Conduct from his book Choosing Civility is something to be emphasized within our daily lives. Respecting others' opinions is one of many important rules from PM Forney's Choosing Civility. Today, I will highlight the importance of respecting others' opinions from the 25 Rules of Considerate Conduct and what actions we can take to actively show we respect others' opinions. So, what exactly does respecting others' opinions mean, and how do we actively respect their opinions? Let's break down the concept of respect in order to define how exactly we can respect others and their opinions. According to a blog post by Alejandra Salazar, respect is a concept that refers to the ability to value and honor another person, both his or her words and actions, even if we do not approve or share everything he or she does. It is accepting the other person and not trying to change them. Now that we know the basic concept of respect, what does respecting others' opinions mean? According to Chapman, respecting others' opinions does not mean being untrue to our own. It simply requires us to recognize that others are entitled to look at the world differently and that when they share their views with us, they can expect a fair hearing. Respecting others' opinions simply means being open and accepting of what someone's stance is on certain topics, no matter how much we may not see eye to eye with them. In consequence of respecting others' opinions, we receive several positive outcomes from doing so. One of the many benefits that comes from respecting others' opinions is gaining new friendships. The act of respecting others' opinions despite differences allows for the probability to gain friendships to be easier and higher due to being more accepting of different opinions. Not only does respecting others' opinions allow for one to gain friendships, but it also leads to an achievement of happiness. Irwin states that when one is tolerant and accepting of people's differences, people will also be able to avoid conflict and confrontation if they are able to respect the views and beliefs of others. By being able to live in harmony with other people and things, one will achieve more contentment, inner peace, and happiness. Now that we know what respect for others' opinions means and the benefit of respecting others' opinions, what actions can we take to actively show we respect others' opinions? There are several ways we can actively show that we respect others' opinions. There are two outward actions we can engage in towards people during conversation that shows we respect others' opinions. The first action that can be made to show we actively respect one's opinion is through simply listening to the other party and what they have to say about their opinion. The effort put forth through placing undivided attention to the speaker and acknowledging what is being said through the use of body language and gestures shows one that you're respecting their opinion openly. Another action we can engage in during conversation to show we respect one's opinion is by taking the time to dissect and understand one's point of view. The act of asking questions, as well as being willing to listen to one explain why they have the opinion they hold, in order to understand their stance, is one extremely valuable action to engage in during conversation to show one you respect their opinion. In addition to outward actions we can take part in during conversation, there are also two personal internal actions we can take to respect one's opinion. The first internal action we can partake in is by not allowing ourselves to let our emotions rule over our actions. A Broadway University article states, "Do not become angry because someone does not see things the same way you do." Not only do people base their opinions on experiences, but people have different personalities and goals for life. Accept another's diverse views as you accept another's personality. This is a reminder we can give ourselves to actively respect one's opinion. Another internal action we can take is by not taking others' opinions personally. The Broadway University article leaves us with another reminder that people form their opinions based on their former experiences and understandings, and everyone, even family members, have different perspectives. It does not mean your ideas are wrong, simply that they differ from yours. Don't become defensive because people think differently from you. The actions we take to show that we respect others' opinions is just as important as understanding what it means to respect others' opinions. In conclusion, we have highlighted the importance of respecting others' opinions and the benefits we reap when we respect others' opinions, as well as how we can actively show we respect others. And I'd like to leave it off with a quote. Respect for opinions is not an easy art at all. It requires self-esteem, self-control, sensitivity, tolerance, fairness, and generosity.
Have you ever had an interaction with a friend and a few hours afterwards came to the realization that what you had said earlier could have been mean or hurtful? Apologizing is one of the most powerful tools that a communicator can use to ensure that they are not harming the people that matter most to them. It is my hope that when I am finished that I will have enlightened my audience about the 16th rule, to apologize earnestly, from the 25 rules of considered conduct. I intend on doing this by giving a brief definition of what it means to give a sincere apology, describing what to include within an apology, and demonstrating a few moments where you should not feel the need to apologize, even if you think you've hurt someone. The first step to making an effective apology is recognizing when a situation calls for one. Whenever someone is hurt, we are unlikely to be able to immediately recognize that we have caused them pain. However, it is likely that if we care enough about the person, that we will eventually come to the realization of the damage we might have caused. Once we have recognized this, then that is when we should begin constructing our formal apology. To apologize earnestly means that we recognize that certain events that we may have put into motion and may have caused someone else to feel either physical, emotional, or mental trauma, and that we want to make amends for having caused that trauma. Whenever we hurt someone's feelings, we are often damaging or straining our relationship with that person at the same time. And if we act quickly, we can save these relationships from days to weeks to months to years worth of erosion. Before we give an earnest apology, we should always make sure that we have all the right pieces together before giving our apology. This will ensure that the apology is a fully sincere one and not an apology of empty words. According to perfectapology.com, an effective, sincere apology is one that should always include a multitude of aspects, including a detailed account of the situation, acknowledgement of the hurt or damage caused, taking responsibility for the situation, recognition of your role in the event, a statement of regret, asking for forgiveness, a promise that it won't happen again, and a form of restitution whenever possible. It is important to note that this sequence is not meant as a guideline for what to include in your apology and not as a consecutive sequence. Depending upon the circumstances, it may not always be a good idea to apologize. Sometimes it may just be unnecessary to do so. Usually when we say something, we mean it, even if it is something that we are just unable to identify the hurtful ways in which it can hurt someone. Let's say we decide to tell a friend something a little controversial about something that they love. We aren't trying to hurt them by saying that, but are instead trying to look out for them by telling them the truth about it. For instance, it could be that we don't think that they should be wearing their favorite jacket to go swimming at the pool, or that we don't think that their new shirt is very appropriate for the wedding. In these instances, we aren't trying to harm our friends, but we are trying to protect our friends from harm by letting them know that they might end up ruining their jacket or that they're going to sour their relationship with the bride. However, depending upon how our friends see it, these kinds of comments could be causing a strain in our relationships. It is in these moments that we must recognize the potential harm that our words could be causing to those around us and quickly apologize before it becomes too late. There is a quote that I found by Elizabeth Scott in her article from the verywellmind.com, which I think encapsulates the ideas of a moment where apologizing would be a not so good idea. The quote is, "If you promise to change but you don't, the apology merely calls attention to the fact that you've done something even you agree is wrong, but refuse to change." In this instance demonstrated by Elizabeth, we should never make a promise that you know you can't keep. Doing so is likely to end up as a failure for that relationship. One important rule to keep in mind is that we should not be apologizing for something that we haven't done or something that we really had no part in. Apologies like these will become empty promises and likely to cause further harm where we were previously trying to heal. If you want an apology to mean something, then you must put your heart and soul into it. Otherwise, it begs the question of if you really want to apologize in the first place. By taking the time to construct a formal apology, we are putting meaning into our apologies. Then we recite them to someone and they are likely to recognize that we are indeed being sincere. Just do not forget that sometimes it is not entirely necessary to apologize for something. Additionally, we should always be aware of the things that we have said and determine if it has caused someone else pain, and then to consider whether we should be even saying those things at all. I want to leave us with a quote. True remorse is never just a regret over consequence. It is a regret over motive.